Okay, here we are. Volume and surface area portion. Got your coffee. I got mine. Not my Golden Girls cup, but even a cuter cup for sure. A little Dakota there. So okay, I'm gonna show the other side of the cup too. All right. Okay, here we go. Volume. This is a pyramid. So volume, 1/3 area of the base times the height of the pyramid. So that's cash money because we are given the height. Perfect. This one is plug in the formula and go on with the rest of our day. So there we go. 1/3, 10 times 10 times 25. All right, so let's go. 1/3 times 10 times 10 times 25. 833.3. Perfect. E. Next one, surface area. Okay, well, fortunately, we don't have the slant height here. Oh my gosh, but we can find it. I just gotta visualize that right triangle in there. We need this height. But if you're walking straight up the pyramid, how far up would you be walking? That will allow us to calculate the area of this triangle because it'll be the height of that triangle. So we've got this kind of right triangle we'll be dealing with that is 5, right? Because it goes to the center of the pyramid. The height is 25 and we want that slant height. Again, you can use trigonometry if you want to flex with some trigonometry. I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem here, so 25 squared plus 5 squared. See what we're dealing with here. Boom. 25.49, so 25.5. So we're going to go 25.5. Gorgeous. All right, so now if we think about the net, which is essentially the surface area of the object, we have these 4 triangles that are all exactly the same, and they're going to be 1/2 the base times the height. So the area of that blue triangle right there is 1/2. The base is 10. The height is 25.5, right? Because that's the slant height. So let's figure that out. So we go 5 times 25.5, 127.5. Oh, we are almost there. Yes, indeed. Let's multiply it by 4. Because there's 4 of those. Right. 510. Gorgeous. Now we've got all of the walls. The only thing we're missing is the area of the base, which is a 10 by 10 square. So let's add 100. And that gives us 610. And there we go. 609.9. Beautiful. Units squared. So the U is just unit, which is used when the problem doesn't present any units. We just do a general word unit. All right. Volume of the cylinder. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Area of the base times the height. Let's do this thing. We got circles here, so we're going pi 4 squared. Yeah, we're going to go pi times 4 times squared. We're just going to knock this thing out. Don't you worry about nothing. I notice pi is in all the answers, so I'm going to leave pi in the answer and just do 4 squared times 9, which is pretty cool, 144. How about that? A, all right. 49, surface area of the cylinder. So, you know, to kind of understand this, you got to realize that if you were to cut a cylinder, so I'm just going to, you're going to cut that line and unroll a cylinder, it makes a rectangle. So that would have been kind of the line that you cut, a little bit on each side there. So the height would be exactly the height of the cylinder, and the width of the rectangle would be the surface area, the circumference. So all of this orange would be that right there. So it's 2 pi times r, so it's 12 times pi times 2. Yeah, times 2. Oh gosh. Here, 2 times 12 times pi. All right, so I don't have pi in any of these answers. So let's do 2 times pi times r. So 75, I'll just write it down here, 0.36. So the area of kind of the walls of this cylinder is going to be 18 times that, which is 1,356.48. Now we've got to add the top and bottom. So we've got a ceiling up here, and we've got the floor down there. So we're going to double the area of the circle, which is 3.14 times 144. Okay, looking really good. So let's times that by 2 and add our 1,356.48. And we get that answer right there. Gorgeous. I'll put a little thing here. That is pi times 12 squared. Okay, man, we doing good today. I'm looking at that time like, this is gonna be best video yet. Under what criteria is this the best video? Well, Mr. Miller, it's the shortest. Well, all right. I don't know, amen? What do you say? All right, so here we go. We got a prism. Well, let's find the volume. That's the easiest thing to do, or the fastest thing to do with the prism. So we're going to do area of the base times the height. You can decide what you want the base to be, but I'm just going to have the base be what seems to be lying on the floor here, which would be that side. So that's going to be my base. So we're going to go 10 times 12. And now the height would be 6. So we got 120 times 6, which is 720. So it's cubic feet. All right, so we are not doing that one, not doing that one, not doing that one. All right, so even if I don't know how to do surface area, at least now I'm 50%, if I'm guessing. For surface area, we need to add up all the walls. So we have this kind of green one I've already shaded. So if we think about that, that's going to be 10 times 12. And there's 2 of them, so let's double that, right? That would get you this wall here on the top as well. We've got this kind of front-facing blue, right? So we got that wall, and it's kind of also there and in the back as well. There's this blue wall back there. So we're going to go 6 times 12 times 2. So the only thing we're missing is this wall here, which also kind of is hidden completely back there, which is going to be 10 times 6. 10 times 6 times 2. So let's just figure all that out. 120 times 2 plus 60, 72 times 2. Yeah, no, I did that right, actually. Plus 60 times 2. 504. Beautiful. Great job, Mr. Miller. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey. Look at, there's another picture on my coffee cup. All right, here we go. Volume. Oh, I tell you what, whoever made this practice test has a lot of nerve. It was me. I made it. I asked for volume at this time, and I didn't give you the height of the pyramid. I gave you the slant height. So we've got to find the height of the pyramid. So H for height here, which I'll use the variable y. I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Again, you could find this angle using inverse trig functions, and then use either sine or tangent to get there. But well, I guess yeah, that's it, sine or tangent. But I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to go y is equal to 36 squared minus half of 24 is 12 squared. Because we get 36 is the hypotenuse there, so we're going to minus, because b squared is c squared minus a squared. So b is the square root of c squared minus a squared. Oh, hey, come on. Don't do that to me. All right. So let's see. We're going to go square root of 36 squared minus 12 squared. Gets me 33.9. That is the height. So once I have the height, it's just 1/3. Uh-oh. Do not want the battery to die. No, 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 no. All right. Area of the base times the height. So we got 1/3. The base is rectangle, 4 times 24. The height I just calculated. Let's see what we're doing here. So we got 1 divided by 3 times 4 times 24 times 33.9 gives me 1084.8. And there we go. Is that one of the answers? It is. Close enough. I mean, I probably rounded it somewhat differently there, but we're good. And let's move on. All right. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a flipped around problem here because I'm asking for the radius for a known volume. So we know the area of the base, pi r squared, times the height is going to be equal to the volume. So we have this little equation. So let's just do some algebra. We just got to divide by 20 pi, which reduces all of that to just r squared, right? So we got to do 9,812 divided by 20 divided by 3.14. And r squared is going to be 156.2, kind of approximately. So if I square root that answer, I get 12.5. We're looking at A. So then r is the square root of 156.2. About. All right, last problem, which, is more, kind of fits better in problems 1 through 16, which is kind of the scale factor situation. But because it included volume, I just decided to put it here at the end of this one. All right. So, perimeter. So, perimeter scales with, it's a one-dimensional object. It's just kind of the distance around if you were to walk around this thing. So I'm going to do 20 times 4 is 80 feet. Area scales with the square of the scale factor. So it's going to be 180 times 4 squared. 2,880 feet squared. And volume moves with the cube of the scale factor because all 3 dimensions are multiplied by the scale factor. So it's going to be 4 times as wide, 4 times as deep, and 4 times as tall. So I got 140 times 4 raised to the 3rd power, which is 8,960 feet cubed. And that is all she wrote, I guess. Yeah. All right. Beautiful. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that. Keep studying. You're brilliant. All right. I believe in you. And stay hip and be kind to each other. Take care.